We have learned this morning that Pope Francis will be laid to rest in a papal funeral on Saturday morning, in fact. And as the faithful over the next few days say goodbye to their spiritual leader, thoughts will also turn to the future of the Church and who could be a possible successor. And for more on that process, I'm joined by Father Robert O'Brien, pastor at St. Paul's Basilica in the city of Toronto. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I'm curious to learn more about this process. There are just over 130 cardinals that are eligible to be pope. What's the criteria that the next pope would need to meet?
So if you really want to be technical, they could vote for somebody who's not an elector. So you actually could have a wider array of names, although it's not likely. I suppose the challenges are many, and I think the thing is, it's much more complex, I think, than people think about initially. So you need someone probably who speaks several languages, certainly is conversant in Italian, which is the functioning language of the Vatican bureaucracy. And you need now certainly someone who's prepared to deal with the global church. And that is reflected in the college now. There's many more members in the college from very diverse parts of the planet.
I know that's often a consideration, is literally where in the world should the next pope come from? And of course, Pope Francis was the first from his part of the world, and that was seen to be as the church saying they were reaching out globally, saying we want more people to come in, we want to bring in the faithful and recognize the faithful from every country. Who are some of the top contenders as it sits right now?
Well, you've probably heard there's an old expression: if you go into the conclave of pope, you come out a cardinal. Probably the name repeated most often would be Cardinal Tagle, who is from the Philippines. Cardinal Erdo, who is from Hungary, also is probably the one mentioned most often. I see some pictures there. I would say some of those cardinals may well be possible. But I think the college now is so diverse that it's equally possible we will have somebody who's not on anyone's list.
Interesting. Pope Francis, we know, was seen as a very progressive pope. He really challenged some conservative values. He valued inclusivity. He pushed back against some traditions. What is your sense? Does the Catholic Church want to continue in that direction, or do you feel like there could be a push towards a more traditional conservatism?
Well, I think Pope Francis was perhaps overread, sort of from people who had wishes that the church would move in one direction or another. To me, the challenge that was clear was that he was asking us, clergy and everybody in the church, to fully live our Christian lives, and that's difficult. That means we have to be challenged, and we have to learn how to live with each other, especially if we're going to transmit the love of Christ to the world. We have to become more unified. We have to not only act together, but really love. Love with that divine love, which we believe is at the heart of our life.
Pope Francis made some key appointments before he passed. How is that likely to shape who could become the next pope?
Well, about 80% of the electors were nominated by Pope Francis. And that doesn't mean that he knew every one of them, intimately or personally. He, I think, made a strong attempt to spread out the members of the college. There are many more representatives from the countries and areas of the world with higher Catholic populations now, and comparatively somewhat less representation from Europe and from North America. But these are intelligent men who pray and who are trying to be discerning about what the church needs at the present time. So it's hard to sort of say with absolute certainty what will happen. I do think that the 10 days that the cardinals are going to have together to really meet each other and get to know each other and listen to each other will be very important.
Father Robert O'Brien, pastor at St. Paul's Basilica, I want to thank you for your time and your insights this morning.
Thank you very much.
If you like that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.